The 2026 Ballon d'Or race is seriously shaping up to be one of the tightest, most mind-bending contests in football history. Coming off a truly unforgettable World Cup, the whole footballing world is absolutely buzzing. So, welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to break down the field, evaluate the stats, look at the narratives, and measure the sheer talent on display to understand exactly how this incredible race is shaking out. And crucially, we'll dive into why Spain's midfield maestro Rodri finds himself sitting right at the very top of the pack. I mean, everyone's asking it, right? Who actually deserves football's biggest individual prize this year? Is it the veteran holding on to greatness, the young prodigy breaking records, or the quiet engineer running things in the middle of the park? The stakes literally could not be higher, and to find the real answer, we have to look closely at the data and the history. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the 2026 Ballon d'Or race, look at the legends in the mix, check out the next generation, break down exactly why Rodri leads, and wrap it all up with the final 2026 ranking. So let's jump right into part one, the 2026 Ballon d'Or race. Just as a quick refresher, the Ballon d'Or is handed out by France Football to the player who had the absolute best overall season. We all know this isn't a lifetime achievement award, right? And it's definitely not just about getting hot for 1 month. It requires sustained, undeniable excellence over the entire campaign. So how exactly does France Football judge that excellence? Well, the voters sit down and look at 4 main things: club performances, international tournaments, individual brilliance, and fair play. You've got to emphatically tick these boxes if you even want a shot at the podium. But here's the absolute kicker for 2026. The World Cup impact is literally huge. In a World Cup year, what you do on that massive, high-pressure stage carries so much weight in the final voting. You just can't ignore a player's performance when the entire globe is watching. Okay, let's dive into Section 2, Legends in the Mix. Kicking off our top 5 is a guy whose name is basically synonymous with the trophy itself. Yep, Lionel Messi. Honestly, even at this late stage in his career, he's still out there proving exactly why he's the GOAT. He dragged Argentina on yet another deep World Cup run. And what keeps him firmly in the conversation isn't just nostalgia. It's his sheer influence and incredible leadership on the pitch that keep him totally relevant. Stepping up to number 4, we've got another absolute modern legend, Kylian Mbappe. And this one's a really fascinating contrast, actually. Individually, unbelievable. He made literal history, bagging back-to-back World Cup golden boots with that insane pace and finishing. But you have to juxtapose that against the team result. France fell short of the actual trophy. In a voting system that heavily rewards tournament hardware, that heartbreak definitely dings his overall chances. All right, moving right along to Section 3, the next generation. Breaking into our top 3, we have a guy who completely tore it up at the club level. Ousmane Dembele. Honestly, before a single ball was kicked at the World Cup, Dembele was looking like a massive favorite. Why? Because of an outrageously good club season. He was just a machine of elite creativity, dropping a mountain of assists and showing relentless attacking threat. Even with Spain grabbing all the international headlines later on, that rock-solid club consistency anchors him right here at number 3. But then, we get to number 2, the kid who completely flipped the script on the whole footballing world. This dynamic perfectly captures the vibe of this year's race. On one side, you've got the veteran's stats, Mbappe's unbelievable back-to-back golden boots. But on the other, you've got Lamine Yamal's absolute teenage glory. At just 19 years old, he stepped onto the biggest stage with his fearless dribbling and creativity that didn't just look pretty. It actually drove Spain to win the World Cup. Talk about a youthful spark paying off, right? The sheer magnitude of what he did has experts literally calling this the beginning of a new football era. Being the primary creative engine of a World Cup winning team at 19 is basically unheard of, and it instantly rockets Yamal into the highest tier of Ballon d'Or contenders. Which brings us to the climax of our explainer, Section 4, Why Rodri Leads. Listen, Rodri didn't just have a great season. The guy had an absolute Hollywood movie arc. Seriously, think about it. He starts the season with a devastating knee injury, spends the middle of the year in this grueling, agonizing recovery process. Then, against all odds, he comes back in the summer of 2026, captains Spain to World Cup glory, and caps it all off by winning the World Cup Golden Ball as the best player of the entire tournament. Just incredible. And what's so wild is how he won that golden ball. It wasn't with crazy highlight reel bicycle kicks or inflating his goal stats. It was through pure, calm control in the midfield, absolute leadership, rock solid consistency. He completely mastered the pitch and dictated the tempo of every single game, steering his team right to the trophy. That's exactly why the experts are calling him the leading favorite for the 2026 Ballon d'Or. When you take that elite club consistency, add the emotional weight of his massive comeback, the World Cup trophy, and the individual golden ball, it's a combination that gives him a pretty undeniable edge over the rest of the pack. All right, let's wrap this all up with Section 5, the final 2026 ranking. So, bringing it all together, here is how this crazy year shakes out. At 5, Messi, coasting on that brilliant Argentina leadership. 4 is Mbappe, making golden boot history but missing the ultimate prize. Number 3 is Dembele, our club creativity king. Number 2 goes to the teenage phenom Yamal. And taking the top spot at number 1, Rodri, with that unbeatable golden ball and comeback narrative. But hey, this is an explainer, not a dictatorship. Half the fun of football is the debate. And guys like Yamal and Mbappe have massive claims too. So based on the criteria we broke down today, who do you think actually deserves the 2026 Ballon d'Or? Does Rodri's midfield mastery seal the deal? Or does Yamal's teenage magic steal the crown? Drop your thoughts in the comments, whether you're Team Rodri, Yamal, Mbappe, Messi, or someone else entirely. Thanks so much for tuning in to this explainer. Keep debating, and we'll see you next time.